Okay, hi. So today I'm going to talk about how we can distinguish between humans and social bots. And sometimes this is not an exact boundary. So sometimes some people are closer to a human. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit more in the other side of the spectrum. So, and that's why I kind of get help from my friends, Sanchez. So, social bots are kind of different than what we used to see in the science fiction movies. It's not bots, but we kind of see more of these social bots on Twitter. They are actually really affecting our lives. Like, one can hack a Twitter account for a newspaper, and then many people can lose their job because they are just rely on the automated financial system. So it's really a huge impact on economic systems. And then you can believe the democracy and politics, but most of the political decision can also be driven by the social bots. They can just make you to believe some political candidate is really trustworthy or popular, but actually that might not reflect the reality. And also there are like really nice experiments with Microsoft AI. Most of you probably know what happens. It's kind of real world experiment of what might go wrong, so it's actually solving that. And there are also lots of bots in like the Ashley Madison, so there are only 4 questions that these bots can ask. Hi, how are you? What is your name? Can you share your credit card number? And that's all. And yeah, there are lots of horny people that are just sharing their credit card to the bots. That's so sad. And there are also some serious issues, because on YouTube there are lots of videos people are sharing about does vaccines cause autism, and many people believe there are lots of stories about those. So I kind of choose to believe that's not the fact, but there are lots of things happening, and there is actually DARPA organized a challenge to detect these social bots that we participated in, so it's really becoming a huge platform. And in our group, there's some new tool, so it's kind of the advertisement that you can share, so we call it Awesome. So it's like awesome. So there are lots of group members just help these tools to build over the years. I can see Bruno here, he's like old member of our group. And pretty old, yeah. And one of the tools that I helped build is BotOrNot, which basically a website that you can now submit a Twitter handle and then see this person is more likely to be a bot or human. So luckily we can collect these data on real time. You can check immediately if your colleagues, friends, your partners is more human or more bots. So you can kind of justify yourself to choose your friends. And immediately when you submit a handle, we collect this data, extract a bunch of features, and came up with a score. So, like, surprisingly, I'm 10%, so I'm more tend to be a human than someone sharing Justin Bieber photos. And like the Rick Sanchez is like 54, so it's kind of in between. But most of the features that he has, he's more bot likely. So you should try and tweet about it. So we had some nice accuracy. We get most of the information from the user and content metadata. That's what help us to understand if someone is human or not. And all the system has some flaws. So we are recently started to do some user annotations to understand and further improve our system. So how should we categorize organizations? So German embassy is more human or bot? So it's kind of ill-posed question, but we kind of wanted to give an answer for those. And what makes Kardashians different than some spammings? Because anyone can share lots of photos about the products, and Kardashians are basically selling themselves by sharing the photos. So it's also like really thin boundary between those. Or how is your grandparents and Justin Bieber fans are different from the academics? Or what happens to abandoned accounts? Because many content is shared nowadays with these abandoned accounts. And can we identify those more sophisticated bots? So that's the ultimate goal. But what we realized after annotating lots of data, actually the real question is not what is social bots, but what is actually human. Because after annotating lots of data, that's actually what I feel right now. So existence is lie. We should all going to die because I see lots of terrible things on Twitter, so it's really, really bad. I don't suggest you to search for random people, just get friends with someone similar to you. So that's kind of all my talk, and yeah, thank you very much.